Sanibonani nonke ngiyanamukela ku-channel yami igama lami nginguNonhlanhla kaNhlapho and I will be your host. Angazi, it's taken me quite some time to prepare and ngizithole ngiwizinga ngifeel ngathi ngi-ready ukuthi i-channel ingaba live. And the reason for that is because I do not take for granted izinto engizobe ngizikhuluma lana, but there's a pressing need from ibhizinisi engiliranayo elibizwa ukuthi iSpirit Essentials South Africa, where a lot of our followers, abalandeli bethu nabantu abasupportayo besibuza some of the questions about ukuphahla nokuthi mhlambe impepho isetshenziswa kanjani noma makwenzenjani. So I thought it is only fair that we create something that's going to be an extension of the business. Sikwazi ukuthi sichazele abantu some of the products that we sell in an auditory manner, abazokwazi ukuthi basilalele bahleli phansi bayireceive bayizwe. Ngoba kwesinye isikhathi kuyenzima ukuthi sichazele abantu, sending a message via DM noma mhlambe sisende a voice note. So I think umuntu engibuka engilalela, it will be easier for them to comprehend umlayezo engizama ukuwusho at that time. Also, I think ngizama create sort of like a community lapho engizokwazi ukuthi nami ngikwazi ukuthi ngifunde from abanye abantu, in as much as nami I will be giving insight and information, kodwa nami I am willing to receive and learn from now. So konke ekuzobe kukhulunywa lana is open for discussion in the comment section. We will engage and we will learn from each other. Siyakhane sikhulisane kwizinto zikamoya. So to kickstart the channel, I thought, let me tackle a topic ukuthi a lot of people basibuza ngayo, and that is the topic of Ukuphahla. A lot of people do not understand Ukuphahla or what it is or why it is done. And this I get a lot from people that are young professionals, abantu who are in their 20s, 30s, sometimes 40s. But I find that a lot of people grow up seeing their grandparents practicing African spirituality, mhlawumbe ukhulele ekhaya where kwakuphahlwa noma kwakuthandazwa ngamakhandlela, but you never really understood the significance or why kwenziwa, So I'm here to help abantu abanjengalabo, and I'm here to learn from abantu mhlawumbe abanolwazi, sisizane sikhulisane. But I'm going to share the basic reason for ukuphahla and what I think is the significance of ukuphahla in one's life. So to define ukuphahla, really, ukuphahla is communication between yourself and your ancestors or your spirit guides. And kungani siphahla, the reason why abantu baphahla, there are a number of reasons, but I think one that strikes the most is because people want to build a relationship or abogogo nabomkhulu babo who have departed the world physically, but ababelievayo ngempela ukuthi they exist in spirit. And these are the people that a lot of us believe ukuthi bayasikhanyisela in our lives, basipha inhlanhla, basipha ibusiso, basipha zonke izinto that our hearts desire. So building a relationship with these people is thus beneficial in that sense. I mean, if bayakwazi and uyabalekelela, then now it is very easy for them to reach out to you and provide you with your heart's desires. Another reason why abantu baphahla is to give thanks, for gratitude. Ukubonga mhlambe there's something that has happened in your life, and something that is sibonga okuncane, sibonge nokukhulu, and sometimes you just want to say thank you for blessing me or giving me this certain opportunity, or for giving me this person who is a vessel in my life in some way or another. Siyaziphahlela izinto ezinjalo, siphinde futhi sometimes we go through things and our life is unclear, and we just like clarity. We'd like to ask our ancestors certain questions on kungani izinto zenzeka the way zenzeka ngakhona ezimpilweni zethu. That's another reason why abantu baphahla. Sometimes also you want to find out, or you want to give your ancestors light on, you know, sometimes your resolutions, your goals, and some of the things that you wish for yourself. And then again, bese uyaphahla, uyabatshela, uyabasisa, right? Or noma uyabacela ukuthi ba-align nendlela wena ucabanga ukuthi ufuna ukuthi impilo yakho ibe ngakhona. Those are some of the reasons why abantu baphahla, or that I know of. There are various other reasons, but you know, these are the ones that I'm going to discuss today. Ukuphahla, unfortunately, is not something that you wake up on a Tuesday and you decide to go to, me, I want to phahla, me, I'm gonna phahla. Unfortunately, a process ekumele ukuthi ngempela uyizilele, you know, in a sense that you give up things of the world and you dedicate your life and your spirit and your soul to them for that period. So umuzophahla, you will not engage in sex. Let's say 3 days prior or 2 days prior or 1 day prior, amakhaya wafani. But you will obviously not engage in sex. You will not eat certain foods, because it is almost sort of like you are fasting, you know, more fast that we know that you give up the pleasures of the world, really, so that you are one with spirit and one with your guides. So we're important in that sense, ukuthi uzile. This is before and after, because as I mentioned before, Ukuphahla is communication, and when you're communicating with somebody, you are expectant of a response, right? So uma expectant of a response, amadlozi azakithi ngendlela ezahlukahlukene, and some azoza kuwe in a form of a dream. And we know that there are foods such as fatty foods, there are meats, there are you know, there are certain foods in general that are not good for amaphupho, amadlozi awakwazi ukuthi akufikele ebusuku umulele, to probably deliver the message that you have started or asked for uma uphahla. It is also very important that uma siphahla, we are mindful of where we do it. You know, there are quite a number of places that you can really uyophahla kuzo. There's ehlane, there's emanzini, at a river. You can do this at a high veld, at a low veld, isiganyeni. There's quite a number of places. Even in your home, it is acceptable that ungaphahla, but provided that your home is cleansed. And also, I mean, you do not phahla endaweni lapho where you have sex, right? So you would have to do it in a separate room. You would obviously not phahla at your boyfriend's house, like at like if uvakashile ekhaya bese wena usuyaphahla, calling on your ancestors in a home. That is unacceptable. At a hotel, it's really a sacred ritual that needs to be respected. And you know, part of respecting it is being mindful of the way. Other things that you need to take note of muzophahla is the tools that you are going to be using. You can't just like wake up ekuseni and uguqe ngamadolo bese usuyaphahla-ke wena, you know. There are tools that are used that will help you connect better, that will ensure that your message is being received on the other side of the world, that will ensure that amadlozi wakini ayakuzwa and futhi azokuphendula. There are things like impepho, candles, salt, water, snake, coins, there's quite a number of things that you can use to ensure that amadlozi akini ngempela ayawuzwa umlayezo that you would like to convey to them. And another thing that I would like to mention is that it is important that you show gratitude. You know, gratitude in life in general is a magnet of miracles. So even if you are there to ask questions about kungani impilo yami ihamba kanje kanje nakanje, noma mhlambe you're there to ask questions about why things have unfolded the way they have, or you're there to tell them the plans that you have, you are going to start a business and all of that. What is important is to give them thanks, you know, for that. For example, if you're starting a business and you're there to tell them that you're starting a business, you ask for their protection, their guidance, their help. What is important is that uyababonga futhi nokuthi baphile nje leyo mcabango yokuthi uzokwazi ukuthi uqale ibhizinisi elizokhuphula isibongo sabo elizophakamisa bona, ngoba mhlawumbe uyazi ukuthi mabaphakamisa wena nabo, you know, on the other side bayaphakama, and uyababonga ukuthi bakuvulela ama-opportunities, they are aligning you with the correct people, etc, etc, etc. So it is important that we are mindful of izinto ezinjalo. I will do a separate video where I explain the type of things that people can use for Ukuphahla, and which ones are sort of like okay and which ones are sort of like not okay, because in some patriarchal families or communities there are things that, you know, are considered not to be used by women. I'm going to unpack and explain all of those things, so don't worry. Please just make sure that you subscribe. Please comment and let me know what sort of preparations do you make